Hello. There's a few things I wanted to talk about. One particularly that came to mind was what came before thought. That is to say, thought itself is a relatively new phenomenon, and it's taught in schools. It's a construct of how to engage through. And what's on my mind is what exactly was before thought. And I'll go ahead and apologize in advance if this video itself is a little bit rocky, because I am walking. Sorry. But with that, when you look at indigenous cultures around the world, they have a very different engagement with life, with reality. And on any sort of spiritual path, you would say those people have a different manner of engagement. That is to say, they look at things different, they see things different to a certain extent, and through that comes another perception and another level to perception. But with thought, see, to me, thought itself is a lower construct. That is to say, it is fueled by past experiences, philosophy, rational concepts, rational views of life, reality, existence, etc. And to me, there's another level to engagement altogether. And it's something that's completely intuitive. Something that's coming from another place entirely. Something that carries with it a feeling, a knowing, an embodiment. And through that other type of engagement, other level to engagement, it's very, at a subtle level, there's a difference. You got down there some sort of critters. But anyway, and this engagement isn't really taught. It isn't really shared. It isn't really a part of Western culture per se. But at the same time, if you look at the language of the Indigenous Native Americans, they communicated in such a way where the way they saw things and dreaming itself wasn't too far separate. It's very symbolic. None of it per se was too literal, too rational. No real density around it in that sense. And my point from this, and the reason I wanted to talk about it, is that there's another kind of knowing. Another kind of knowing that is expansive, pervasive, that is completely intuitive, that is completely clear. You see, there's no confusion around it, no thoughts about it, no beliefs about it, no structure whatsoever. But at the same time, the presence therein is completely whole. So to me, there are a few different ways to engage life, engage reality. One is to continue the logical, rational, ego-based thought forms. That is thought, that is belief, that is experience. It is tested and true throughout the centuries. But on a deeper level, behind all of that chatter is an intuition that knows. An intuition that can go within quite completely and clearly and get information, see things, know things. And that's what I have an interest in developing. That's what I have an interest in sharing. And that's how I really choose to communicate. Because to me, the rational thoughts and beliefs about life and reality are a fraction of the real potential that goes well beyond thought, belief, any concept, any construct. You see, life is a lot simpler than we make it. Doesn't have to be confusing, doesn't have to be hard. At a subtle level, it is what we make it. But that's relative to how we see things. It's relative to how we engage things. And through our level of understanding, level of awareness, comes the choices we make. That is to say, guidance in and of itself, and that which is from the higher self, isn't always rational. It isn't always, completely clear. And the higher self can come even as a whisper to some. It may not be fully embodied, but through working to develop that embodiment, that inner voice, that inner connection, that embodiment becomes so much stronger. And through having that embodiment, through knowing that embodiment, through physically using and engaging with it, it only becomes stronger. So, with that being said, I do my best to steer clear from the distractions in life. And in today's world, they are many, and they are plentiful. Because anything that's there to distract, even simple things like social media, excessive television or music, anything like that is going to take me out of what I know. And it's going to bring back the physicality of life, the complications of life, the lack of clarity in life. So, when I look at the kind of relationships I want to develop, those relationships are that of the higher self. Those relationships are that of an embodiment or a spiritual path that is able to hold an embodiment of knowledge. Because to me, without that embodiment, I would truly and simply be lost. I would not know where to go, not know what to do. To me, having that embodiment, it's like having, an inner compass. Something within you to guide you, to show you, to give you the words to say, the places to go, the things to do, the people to meet. And I don't question it. Not anymore. I've learned to just really pay attention to what comes. And really pay attention to the things I'm guided to do. At the places I go, the people I meet, etc. And I do my best to hold that embodiment. But with distractions, it's easy to slip back down to the lower self, to a world of perpetual thoughts, anxieties, inner judgments. that really serve to distract from the magic of life. And I don't want to stay too distracted from the magic of life. Really don't. I would much rather, integrate that essence into my life, into my relationships, friendships, and have that as something that can quite simply be shared and known and seen and perceived, and going deeper, going well beyond what 5 senses can conjure up, into a state of expanded awareness. And this expanded awareness, to me, is what feels completely and authentically real. It feels completely and authentically whole. Because in life, there's a lot of emptiness that comes from chasing the ruses, chasing the distractions, looking for cheap thrills, so to speak. Anything to distract from who and what we really are and why we're here. And I would much like to keep that focus intact, because to me it is very, very important. Very important to have this. Very important to go beyond the known, to go beyond the seen, to get into a deeper manner of engagement that goes well beyond any personal construct. Because personal constructs in and of themselves are limited in their awareness, in what they're capable of, in so many ways. But once the personal constructs are quite simply gone, because they never existed other than as a thought form, once they're gone, consciousness is. It's all life. It's all death. It's all plants. It's all people. It's everything. So with this being said, I would say, quite simply, my intent is to bring another level to engagement with those that I speak with those that I know, and to help create the space where another level of an engagement can thrive, another level to perception. Because with the higher self, the senses all unite. That is to say, the senses combine to a greater awareness, to a greater knowing, to a place that carries with it a much different energy than that of thoughts, rational beliefs, any construct on life, reality thereof, and in between. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. And when I look to the distractions in life, it makes me sad. Because I know there's another level to life, another level to reality, another level to perception, relationships, friendships, that goes well beyond physical, that goes well beyond any form of construct. And I feel like, in my life, that's where I'm trying to get back to. Where, in my life, in the world, the magic therein is prevalent, it's expansive, it's vast, where the higher self is fully intact, where the people I know are able to communicate and share from another place, from another level, and that they have that source of guidance, that they learn to distinguish inner guidance from thoughts, from beliefs, that the unseen becomes the seen, that the unknown becomes the known, and all that is unconscious comes up to conscious awareness. And this is quite a work. It is quite a process. Beautiful process. One that I have been fortunate to know and see many times. To begin to see awareness transcend. To begin to see people fly instead of fall. To begin to see people you meet learn how to consciously choose their engagements, how to consciously choose their actions, whereas before they may have not seen this. They may have not seen the choice. They may have not seen the opportunity. But to bring people together and to work it, quite simply it is. And all of these things that remain in the unknown can be brought up, can be shared. And that to me is really the primary intent of communication. To me, the primary intent of communication is to make the unconscious conscious. That is to say, to provide that. To go deeper into energetically what is there within the person, within the environment, within their life. To bring up the unspoken, the unknown, the unseen, and to bring it into conscious awareness. Because that's what changes people's lives. Awareness. It really does. And so much of me, through videos like these, would very much like to communicate this. But almost, sometimes it's something that's not welcome in modern parlance. In some circles it may be. But in this work, the challenges therein are that of the personal. Because whenever any manner of personal engagement comes up, the awareness and the energy drops out of the higher self, quite simply into the old constructs, into the old thoughts, into the beliefs, into past experiences, into filtering life through a lens. And what I want to do is to take off the lens entirely, to completely and clearly transcend. And I invite any of you along with me, because it's a beautiful thing to have that awareness, to have that embodiment, to know what it means to be whole, to know what it means to be clear, to be coming from a place of complete clarity, no confusion, no thoughts, no beliefs, no rational constructs, just the primal intuition itself into what came before, into what existed before. And going back to that place and bringing it into today's world. You think it's possible? Well, it is. It's not for everyone. Not everyone will want it. Many will fight it. Many will be so engaged through the personal constructs that they'll knock their own selves out of the way. Not of mine or anyone else's doing. And so much of it is learning at an energetic level what is done to the self and selfhood. Because self is so much more than a body. Self is so much more than anything physical. It's infinite awareness. It's a ever-expanding, pervasive knowing. It's all life. It's everything. That's self. But persona comes to life with a different engagement. Persona engages through the five senses. And often persona is chasing stimulus, chasing entertainment, chasing distractions. Something to get away from the self. Anything to get away from the responsibility of being a whole human. But looking at that, is that really what you or anyone want? Be confused? To not know who and what you are? What you're capable of? Where your life's going? Not having that inner compass of knowing, that inner gnosis. To me, that's everything. That's the whole deal. Everything in between. It's what I want. And, it's what I want to see in the world. And I am most willing to work towards that engagement. To work towards that level of awareness. And to do what I can to make the unconscious into consciousness. We're meant to have clarity. We're meant to be whole. We're meant to have a source of guidance. Something with which we can count on, can depend on. And have that at all times. Every situation. Everywhere you go. An embodiment within where you're told and shown what to say, how to say it, where to go, what to do. But that doesn't abdicate having a self, or a personality for that matter. It just means that there's another level to this life. And we don't have to die to know it. We can know it now, when we're alive. We can go deeper into it. We can embody it. We can have all the wholeness and life the world provides. All the knowledge and existence. Well, maybe not all the knowledge. We're still going to be human the rest of this life. So, there's that. But still, what I'm here to say and share is there's so much more to life, to reality, to perception than what we're being told. There's so much more to communication. There's so much more to the senses, the feeling. And to have that It's probably the greatest blessing I can think of, to know that. To bring that embodiment into the world, into a place where there's no confusion, into a place where people are able to transcend the physicality of life, physicality of existence, and come to know a greater purpose. So thank you. I appreciate this talk. This is mainly an avenue for me to have a deeper level of conversation, rather than physically talking to someone and recording it in that jive. This is me talking to you all. And through that, I hope quite simply you got something out of it and learned something out of it. And I would challenge you to go deeper, to go well beyond the known, to challenge yourself towards another manner and level of engagement. And look at the things in life that quite simply distract you from your purpose, from your potential. Look at the things in life that lead you down endless side roads away from yourself. And realize how simple it would be to get back to the wholeness, back to who and what you are, back to potential, to freedom. Anyway, thank you for your time.